Welcome everyone to ImaginativeVisions.com. This is Movie Talk. Justin here, back with another review, and today we are talking about the highly anticipated Batman Nightfall Part 1, the DC Studios animation movie. And I just want to stress this out beforehand. When you hear DC Studios, that does not always mean that it's connected to the DCU. This is a standalone, it's its own thing. Consider it Elseworld. It's adapting from the comic books. And I'm just going to say right off the bat, this, for me, is the best DC animated movie I have seen in years. So let's talk about it. Here is a brief synopsis, and the synopsis reads such as this: Arkham Asylum has been destroyed, and all its inmates have been unleashed upon Gotham City. As Batman races to round up some of his greatest enemies, he is pushed to his physical and mental limits in a final confrontation with a new threat, the man called Bane. I there's a lot to unpack, and this will be a complete spoiler free. I mean, unless you read the comics, then you know exactly what's going to happen. And if you've seen The Dark Knight Rises, you know what's going to happen to Batman's back. So that's not really much of a spoiler. But let's just say the lead up, the build up, this is pure comic book, and I loved every minute of it. Some liberties were taken a little bit, but for the most part, this is a true adaptation, a welcome adaptation of the Batman Nightfall storyline. And first things I want to talk about is the character, the man, the antagonist, Bane. Bane is woo menacing. Is the best word I can describe Bane here. Bane is completely terrifying in this film. And one thing I also liked about this film is that we get enough characterization. We get the backstory of Bane. So we see Bane born in a prison, being raised in a prison, the things that Bane had to go through to survive, the things that's just fueling him, the reason why he's targeting Batman, reason why he's targeting Gotham. And me and Dez, I was watching it with Dez, and I was laughing because his motivations in this was just like, really, bro, this, 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 not all the shit you've been through in your life. This is your motivation to go break this guy's back. I mean, no, don't take me and just take what happens in this film a little bit lightly. This was a Bane that's cold, calculating, no conscience, because there's bodies. Bodies get dropped in this movie, folks. Like, bodies are dropped, and people get killed left and right. Bane is menacing in this. And I love also, it's not just about him being menacing, the calculations, how smart Bane is, and how smart of a level of like how Batman is minded criminal, like how his intelligence is for the detective type of mindset. Bane's intelligence master or close to it on the criminal aspect of things. And that's exactly what I was hoping they really established with the Bane character, and they nailed it. And another characterization that's nailed perfectly is Bruce Wayne and Batman. This is a Batman that's been taken and is being pushed to his limit. And I love how they address this kind of savior complex that Batman has, this messiah complex. There's a really great scene in here when you see it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Where they're kind of diagnosing his mental state, and how Batman has this kind of savior complex all the time, like how he needs to save and how he needs to be that type of person. And I thought they really did a great job of showing that duality of Bruce Wayne and Batman, and just showing a wary Batman, a Batman who still does not really accept help, and who's reluctant to help people, to accept help from Alfred and Tim Drake and Azrael. There's so much to unpack with this, and the characterization of Batman's great. The Rogues Gallery that's released in Arkham Asylum was also spectacularly done. Everybody who was released gets a little bit of screen time, enough for you to understand, just in case you've never seen these characters. You get enough to understand their motivations, what type of quirks they have, and I thought they did a really great job of establishing some of Batman's rogue gallery as well. Another great addition is Azrael was really, really good in this. Gets enough characterization for you to want to know what's going to happen in part two and part three. If you read the comics, then you already know what's going to happen in this series. But I love the way that this is still a Batman that's still grieving. There's a Batman that's still dealing with certain loss from a certain other incident that's happened. And I also love the fact that we get kind of this kind of way Batman deals with pain and how Bane dealt with pain. And so you kind of get that compare and contrast throughout the film. And animation goes gorgeous. Right after, right, it's like right out of the comic books. Like this is the DC style animation that we have been waiting for, that we love. If they keep this form of animation for the rest of anything they're going to do with DC animation, I will be happy. Animation is absolutely gorgeous. The cape, the cow, the way the setting of Gotham looks. Of course, it's raining. It's Gotham. Robin, the action scenes, it's brutal. This is a rated R film. This is hard R. There's even some themes in here that's hard R, folks. So, parents out there might want to wait for your little ones to watch this because this is completely rated R from start to finish. And voice acting is also on point here. I have to give the cast all the flowers because each one of them nail it. I just have to give a shout out, of course, to Michael Mando's Bane. And if you don't know who Michael Mando's is, for us comic book fans, comic book nerds, he is Scorpion in the Spider-Man movies, and he brings it as Bane. Oh man, just the accent, the mannerisms, the kind of pitch in his voice is so dark. And when Bane gets angry, you feel it. And then you also have Anson Mount, who does a great job as Bruce Wayne and Batman. And just like other Batman performances, you kind of get that duality of a voice of Bruce, and then you also get that duality voice of Batman. I thought Mount did a great job of really handing it out. And the rest of the cast, of course, are stellar as well. But don't want to keep rambling here. I'm going to go into a popcorn meter here. And Batman Knightfall gets a very, very rare overflowing bucket. I don't use this word classic, masterpiece very often, but this movie is a classic. And this is just showing that even DC animation now is going, all right, man, we're back. We're about to hand you some good stuff. I am waiting for more. I cannot wait for part two and three, and then to see what else they're going to adapt after Nightfall. Maybe a little Flash movie, maybe a Green Lantern movie, maybe a Wonder Woman movie. Who would you like to see? Honestly, I would like to see a Swamp Thing or The Question. I want to see somebody else besides our mainline DC characters, or maybe a Black Lightning. But this is Justin from ImaginativeVisions.com. This has been Movie Talk. What did you think of Nightfall? Comment below. Let me know if you like what we do here. Hopefully, you earned your subscription. So please hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. And I'll catch you on the next one. Later days.